it's Kiki again. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome all together. Anyways, the theme on this one is going to be my February TBR. And the reason why I want to talk about my February TBR is because I've decided that I am going to participate in a readathon in February, and I'm excited to get into it. It's called Rom-Com-A-Thon. It is hosted by Michelle's Library, Pretty Purple Polka Dots, and Four Paws in a Book are all the host of that readathon, and I'm very excited to be a part of it, and I'm really excited to talk about these prompts. And yeah, so they had 7 prompts for the books and 7 prompts for the self-care. I am just going to focus on the 7 prompts for the books because I am on a diet and a lot of it is treats. So unless I do all the treats in one day of that week that it will be happening, which is the 13th through the 19th, I don't know if I can participate with that. So I'm trying to like be a good girl. So unfortunately, I think I'm probably going to just forego the self-care, even though coffee and a brownie and cake and chocolate sound really good. I'm going to have to pass. So, but on the 7 prompts that I'm going to follow are Sweet Home Alabama, which is a second chance romance, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which features a wedding, 10 Things I Hate About You, which is a hate to love, Dirty Dancing, which is age gap, Friends with Benefits, which is friends to lovers, Love Actually, which is a dual POV, and Crazy Rich Asians, which is a POC with main character. So with that, and then also because they said something about it being like bingo, I went ahead and also, to give myself some space for some extra TBR that are not going to be romantic, possibly for these prompts, I'm going to be able to pick 2 from my TBR jar to have as just kind of little randoms for the month of February. So we'll have that later, but first let me talk about the books that I chose for the Rom-Com-A-Thon prompts. So because they're really cool and casual about you know, if there's a book you can read that has multiple prompts, then they're totally for it. I went ahead and did that because unfortunately 7 plus 2 free books, 2 free spaces is what I'm calling them, are just probably going to be too much for me. So I made some of them, I went ahead and did doubles of. So they're only doubles. There's only 1 book for 2 prompts. So, but the first one is The Mistake by Elle Kennedy. This is going to be for Sweet Home Alabama, which is the second chance romance, and for Love Actually, which is the dual POV. There is chapters in here of Grace and then of Logan. So I'm able to do both. This is the second in the Off Campus. Briar U is the other one. I haven't got to Briar U yet. I read The Deal. I really liked The Deal, but I read it a long time ago, and I just kind of kept putting this series on the back burner. So I'm so happy to finally just like continue the series. I heard a lot of people love this series, and I just would love to be able to have all these books. And so to get all the books, I always like to read one at a time, not buy them all at the same time, because then I feel like if I don't like the series or I feel like I'm falling out of the series, I don't want a book that I have to figure out how to get rid of. So I'm always doing them one at a time. But I'm really excited to get in the series. So far, The Deal has been great, and I'm hoping it continues with The Mistake. This is going to be his friend Logan and a girl he hooked up with before, and then he kind of like got back with. If I'm reading this, I'm kind of reading it quickly because I don't want to take too long with the synopsis of these books. But second chance, Logan plans to spend his final year proving her that he's worth a second chance. So, second chance romance. Yeah. So, I'm really excited, and we'll see how this goes. I'm hoping. I'm like crossing my fingers that this series continues to be like good. The next one that has a double for the prompts is going to be Twisted Hate. This is the third in the series. Noticing a pattern, I have a lot of series that I need to continue. This is also considered the favorite of everyone's, it seems like. This is going to be for the Friends with Benefits and for the 10 Things I Hate About You, which I get, like, huh? How? So it is Friends with Benefits. It is like literally a Friends with Benefits book, but also it is a hate to lovers as well. These two do not like each other. It is literally hate Friends with Benefits, and it's really interesting, and I don't know how else to explain it other than I needed something to cover Friends and Lovers, or Friends to Lovers, because I don't really like Friends to Lovers very much, so I don't have many options, and I don't usually like the books. So I'm going to say, since this is a Friends with Benefits, that's going to still count, and don't come at me, okay? It's Hate to Love and it's Friends to Lovers, all in the same book. It's a big book. It's got a lot to go through, so I'm doing it. This one follows Josh Chen and Jules Ambrose. Jules was the friend, and Josh is the first girl, I can't remember her name, older brother, who also was friends with the guy from the first one that she fell in love with. So that was her and brother's best friend, and now this is the brother and her best friend. So maybe that's a motive for both of them, I don't know. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. Like I said before, I think I've heard that this is always everyone's favorite. Like, of all of them, of all the four, this is like the absolute, just everyone loves this. So I'm really excited to finally get into it. And I've been just waiting for a reason to pick it up. And what better reason than Rom-Com-A-Thon? So, Twisted Hate. For weddings and a funeral, the one featuring a wedding, I went ahead and picked Delilah Green Doesn't Care. I'm really excited about this one. This one takes place, I think it's her sister's wedding, and her sister's friend who kind of like gave her grief back in the day, and she uses this time to like mess with her pretty much, and then they end up falling in love with each other, and I've heard nothing but great things. Did I say the name? It's Delilah Doesn't Care by Ashley Herring Blake. I don't think I said the author's name because I just got really into this. I am so excited to finally get into this. I can't believe it took me so long. I've been hearing about this since like probably, maybe not the beginning. I've been hearing about this probably like 3 months into when I started this whole book journey, that this was just a great one. And I'm really excited to get into it. It seems really funny, and it seems like, what's the main girl? Delilah Green. I don't know why I had to look on the back. Literally, it's in the title, but she seems like a boss ass bitch, and I love me some boss ass bitches. So let's go. So for Dirty Dancing, I was having the most difficult time because I realized that I am right now in an age gap limbo right now. Everything that I've had age gap, I've already read. When I was looking at my TBR, which is not a big TBR compared to some people, I have like about 28 like physical TBR shelf. it's not that bad. Realize that I am severely lacking in age gap. So I decided to make this one also my KU pick that I'm going to be reading, and that is going to be Colty by Mariana Zapata. This is a age gap soccer player coach, I think is what I know about it. This is also my very, very first Mariana Zapata book that I'll be reading. I've been interested in the idea of getting into sports romances. I've already kind of leaned into it with the campus series, but really they don't talk about hockey that much. But in this one, it is literally about soccer and the soccer player and the soccer coach. I'm hoping I like it. I would love to get into more Mariana Zapata books, so I really do hope that I do like Mariana Zapata and I can continue on with her books because I've heard that nothing but good things about her books. So we'll see. The last prompt is Crazy Rich Asians, the POC main character. So I chose The Kiss Quotation by Helen Huang, and I'm really excited about it. I've heard nothing but great things about this, and I can't believe it's taken this long for me to finally read this book. But from the synopsis and also when I read the very first sentence of the book in my haul, when I got this in my haul that I have a haul video. Just gonna go click down below, probably you can find it in my profile. The first sentence of the first chapter I always read, and I loved the first sentence of the first chapter. It immediately made me so excited to read this book because it seems like it's gonna also, not only is it gonna have the romance that I love and the steaminess I love, but also it seems like it's going to be well written and funny and clever, and I'm so excited to read something like that, and I think I'm just gonna have a really fun time with this. Also, I feel like I can sometimes relate a little bit to the main character. I don't have Asperger's, but I definitely have issues where communication and eye contact and trying to just be a normal person is sometimes really hard, especially in relationships. So I feel like I also can relate to this character a lot too. So I'm really just super excited, and I can't wait to read this in February. It's going to be great. I have, with the prompts, I also have 2 free spaces that I'm going to be using to just kind of pick up some random ones that are not part of the Rom-Com-A-Thon. I don't have to use the TBR jar for this first one because I'm going to go ahead and just say that I want to read this one for this month and just go ahead and use the space for it. So that is going to be How to Sell a Haunted House by Grady Hendrix. This came out in January of last month, and I am real excited to read his new book. I have officially caught up with everything backlist of Grady Hendrix, and I was just waiting for this one to come out. I love the cover of it. I think it's so cool looking with the little pixelated house. Kind of gives it a old school video game look to it. And I'm just really excited to get into this. Unfortunately, because I read House of Sky and Breath in January, I just had no time at all to pick up anything else before the month ended. So I just went ahead and said that I was going to read How to Sell a Haunted House this month. It is not a very February kind of book, but I feel like that also might help a little because I might be able to just like have this as a palette cleanser. So if I'm feeling a little romanced out, I might pick this up, read a couple chapters, then go back to some other books and continue on, so on and so forth, just so I can have a little palette cleanser that is not so mushy-gushy. And knowing Grady Hendrix, there's going to be some weird imagery, and there's going to be some weirdness in it, and some funniness, and seeing a haunted house. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm so ready. The only thing that I hate about picking up a new book is literally there was only option was a hardcover. and I am not really big on hardcovers, as you can see from my hardcover section right here. If I don't have to get in a hardcover, I'm not going to, but unfortunately I might have to just wait a little bit until I can get a paperback, and then I'll probably just sell this one. But for now, I can't wait to get to the story, and I can't wait to find out how I feel about it, because I know some people have already read this, and they had some very interesting comments about it, and we'll see. So for my second free space, I will actually be using my TBR jar. As you can see, it actually says TBR jar. My friend Carly gave this to me, and I love it so much. The only thing is like it comes with like the little pieces of paper in here, and I don't know what I'm going to do after I run out of the pieces of paper, because I do not have a steady hand and I can't make these nice little strips like this. Till then, I have quite a bit still. But for now, these are all my TBR jar physical books. Like I told you, I really don't have that much. I have like about maybe it's not 28 anymore, because I just took off like 4 or 5 books already. Like maybe 20 or 19 books now, which is still a lot in my you have to understand, I'm poor, so that is a lot to a poor girl to have that many. So I don't have that much, but I do have some interesting choices. I have some thrillers, I have some horror, I have a lot of romance, and a book that is so thick that I have put it on hold for so long, and I know that once I do get it picked, I'm going to love it. It's the idea of picking it up. Also, because this is part of a readathon, I'm hoping it doesn't get picked, because I don't know if I can add a thick book as well of all 4 or 5 of these already. So I'm hoping for that one not to be picked. But anyways, here we go. I'm just not gonna look. I'm gonna stir it around a little, because these are all kind of like tangled together. Okay, this one. There we go. I'm gonna put that one back in there. There we go. Let's see what the second free book is going to be. Interesting. The book that I picked is, I immediately apologize for my writing. I have chicken scratch writing, but let me see if I can. Last time I lied. Here's that book right here. This is actually a more recent purchase. I got this recently, actually. Last Time I Lied by Riley Sager. I have 2 more on his backlist. It was this one and The House Across the Lake. What I've heard about this one is very beloved, and people really do like this one. And this is always when people talk about like their placings of Riley Sager books. This is always like kind of top 3 space most of the time. So I'm really looking forward to it, which I find it really funny. Like I have one book that seems to be beloved, and then one book that I still have to read that seems to always be low on the tier. Until then, I'm reading the nice one that people seem to love, Last Time I Lied. This is about a girl who, her friend goes missing when they went to summer camp or something, and then she becomes an artist, and then for some reason she has to go back to the summer camp. But because she's going back to the summer camp, things get sparked back up about this missing person that was actually one of her like best friends in camp. I don't know if it really like sparks up my interest too much. Like I love the premise of Lock Every Door, and I love the premise of Home Before Dark, and I love the premise of Survive the Night. 2 of them did not fail me, 1 of them did, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what I'm talking about, that it failed me. But anyways, so I'll be interested, and I'm not completely just like wooed about the synopsis. So it'll be interesting to go into and seeing if it maybe changes my whole perspective of what I think about it. But yeah, so I also love that the 2 free spaces one are going to be something completely different. I have a horror book and I have what I'm thinking is probably going to be more of like a thriller book. So that's going to be nice to kind of have as a palette cleanser for this month and have something that is not romance, that maybe if I start feeling sluggish with romance, I can maybe read a few chapters of one of these 2 and I'll be okay. That is going to be my TBR for February. I have The Kiss Quotation, Delilah Green Doesn't Care, Twisted Hate, The Mistake, Last Time I Lied, and How to Sell a Haunted House. These are all very interesting and all books that I'm really excited to get into. I will probably do a vlog about Rom-Com-A-Thon books, so these, and then in my wrap up I will just like probably talk about these 2. So look forward to that. And yeah, if you can't wait to see how I feel about any of these books, let me show you again. Please like and subscribe. It's going to help me so much, and you're going to be able to see what I am reading and how I'm feeling about it. And trust me, I have feelings and I have opinions. So definitely stick around, check that out, and yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye!